Hey, so I want to share today a really beautiful story of a woman that I've known for 4 or 5 years. She came to me when she wanted to have baby number one. When she first came to me, she actually had active Lyme disease that was managed, but she didn't feel well. Her gut was struggled. She had many symptoms of bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and just like a struggle filled health system. There's no other ways to describe it, right? And what I noticed was the effect that the gut health was having on her hormones was pretty significant. She had an FSH that usually teetered around 11 to 12. She had very low testosterone levels. Her estrogen was a little bit on the high side. And just like overall generalized not feeling well. She's also a type A control freak, which shouldn't surprise you because that tends to be all of our clients. And through the process together, she got pregnant in about 8 or 9 months of working together. And that journey is a little bit longer than usual, but she did get pregnant. She had a healthy baby at the end of it. And about 10 months ago, she actually came back and said, "Hey doc, my thyroid is totally out of control. I had a baby, I stopped breastfeeding, but now what? I cannot get pregnant with baby number 2. And we started working together. Her thyroid and honestly, like all of her body systems were even more whacked out than they were the first time around. So I thought about this and I said to her, honestly, like what I see happening is a depletion of resources. And I think that there was a disconnect between what I thought was going on and what her acupuncturist thought was going on. And he kept saying, no, you're hot, you're heating, it's over. It's like an excess rather than a deficiency. And my point through all of it was, well, you just gave birth. You have a 2-year-old or like 1.5-year-old. There is so much depletion. You really have to regenerate and rejuvenate your body and replenish and fill your cup before your body's going to let you have a second baby. So she was like, no, I'm going to do the herbs my acupuncturist is giving me. I feel good on them, et cetera. Finally, she allowed me to contribute a little bit. And the things that we contributed to were, okay, let's replenish you with minerals. One of my favorite ways to do that is shilajit. It's an herb that is really high in mineral content, and it's a naturally occurring plant. It can be a little too much sometimes, so you have to do it with caution. But she was on a very low dose just as a way to replenish her nutritional status. Then we had been tracking her hormones for a few months, so we knew that her FSH just kept fluctuating, and it was fluctuating now between 14 and 22. Now, our optimal FSH is below 7. Normal, quote unquote, is below 10. She's 14 to 22. So right off the bat, that was problematic. Her estrogen was also equally fluctuating. So sometimes it would be really high, sometimes it would be low normal. There was no consistency of what was happening. And then the last thing that she had going on was she did a bunch of gut testing because still her gut is a mess. And she wanted to know, like, what is happening? Why is this happening? So all of the things that we worked on actually helped, but they were helping in slow increments because she's a old client, so she wasn't following the process that we usually have our couples on, which way fast tracks everything, right? Like when you're in the process, you get to experience on a fast track all of the different steps that we need you to go through. And for her, she has not been on a program, she was kind of like picking and choosing, and honestly, like, I didn't think she needed a whole program again. So I also was and should take responsibility for the fact that we started her off thinking like, oh, this is going to be relatively quick and easy. And what it turned into is there were a lot of different components that needed to be uncovered and healed. And as we did those things, just last month, we had probably the best BBT charts that I had seen for her. And it was mirrored by her hormone tests, which her FSH was at 9, which is like it was a celebration. And what really like struck me was she, for years, has not been able to let go and surrender and quote unquote relax. That's not a word I like to use at all. But what was really cool is that she came in and she's like, I just want to celebrate that my FSH is great, my estrogen is great, I feel so much better. And it was really a moment because I was almost like, you know, like the happiness that I get from hearing people that have been on this journey and have struggled so much, and they finally are seeing that transformation in their lives. She was at that point, and I was like, oh, and like my heart literally sung for her. And this month she's pregnant. So I really like, what is it? Is it the fact that she's happy and has let go and surrendered? I think that's a big part of it, honestly. But I do think that the value of being able to surrender from a place where you can feel confident in your body and you're not like giving up. It's more like, I can let go because I feel good in my body. I feel like things have finally clicked into place. And I have that verification through actual lab tests results. And I can see the reflection in multiple ways, that not only do I feel better, but my labs are better, my physiology is better, my temperature charts are better. And like all of the things have clicked into place in a way that I can actually step out of this struggle mode and relax a little bit. So that's essentially what she had conveyed. And it's so cool when, like, literally the next cycle, she is pregnant. I'm so blown away by just like the transformation that happens and the ease with which that leads to fertility and conception is awesome to me. I really feel like it is that, like, letting go, that surrender, that we can finally like trust our bodies to do what they're designed to do, that helps us get to this goal that we have in mind of having a child or having a second child. It's really it's in our ability to feel empowered, right? And it's not a thing that I can give you. It's literally a transformation. You have to go through the journey and you have to make the little shifts little by little by little by little. And it doesn't necessarily have to take long. Our clients on average take 4 to 6 months. So it's not that it has to take months and months and years and whatever. It can happen relatively quickly, but it's that internal transformation that is mirrored by a transformation of physiology and a transformation in our physical experience in our bodies. When I think all three of those click into place, I think we have the Holy Trinity, the triad that is going to help bring new life into this world. So if you would like results like hers, please reach out, DM us results, or if you're watching this on YouTube, reach out and message us and we would be happy to connect with you to see if we can also support you in getting transformational results, magical results on your fertility journey, even if you have very complex cases, even if you feel like you've already tried all the things, even if you say, like a lot of people say to me, oh, I've already done all the natural things. You may not have. And you may have done all the things, but to do them in a way that is really with someone that you can trust to listen to you and also listen and feel into your body and understand what is happening, whether it's through lab tests, whether it's through the things that you experience and describe to your provider. You want that relationship to be one that the provider can hear and experience with you and know how to tweak to get you to that final destination or that final, like, yes, we're finally pregnant. It's a journey, it's a process, and we really want to make sure that you can experience that process. So if you're on YouTube, we're going to share a number. You can actually text me now. So you can text me on YouTube and we can have a conversation about whether or not we're a good fit to support you with your journey to parenthood. Thank you.